What's going on, y'all? Blue Falcon here, coming to you with another video. Welcome to the Old School Podcast, the podcast where we go over modern events, current events, and explain why life would be better with a traditional old school mindset. Now, before I start, if you like videos like this, please like, subscribe, comment down below because it does help the channel out a lot, and I'm definitely appreciative of you all. Now, can we all agree that we are facing a very big issue in society today? This issue of modern dating, this issue where the family structure is completely divided, completely broken up. You know, men and women are at odds with each other. The divorce rate is higher than it's ever been. So with that being said, just to set the groundwork for this video, let's actually explain what we'll be discussing today. All right, you guys. So we have this video of Kevin Samuels, and Kevin Samuels is going to be debating some simp. And you guys, it's just utterly atrocious how guys like this even talk. But let's actually get it. All right, you guys, enough of me talking. Let's actually get right into the content.
First of all, I want to commend you on your show. I mean, I watch you every day, so you're doing a phenomenal job. I think you really try to highlight, and I think a lot of the listeners that I've been listening to, they don't watch your show, so they're not familiar with your content. But my disagreement would be that I do feel that there should be a better way to bring the men and women together, because from what I'm hearing, there's a lot of harshness coming in tone. And I don't think a lot of women are used to that because of the society we're in.
So your disagreement is with my tone?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Then you go do it.
I respect that. I can respect that.
Let me just jump in real quick. You guys, he started off coming on Kevin Samuels' platform saying how he respects what Kevin Samuel does. So if he respects what Kevin Samuel does, why is he now complaining about his tone? Look, and for those of you who are new to the channel, let me just explain one thing about me real quick, right? I've said this a million times over. When you're listening to somebody, you have the messenger and then you have the message. Am I making sense? You have the messenger and the message, and too often than not, people try to attack the messenger. But are you actually paying attention to the message? I mean, you can find criticism all day if you want to. Maybe I'm too black. Maybe I don't speak eloquent enough. Maybe you don't like the way I dress. Maybe you don't like my tone, like this clown is saying. But who cares about the tone? Are you actually listening to the message? And is the message actually having a net positive effect on the lives of people? Because if you don't have nothing against the message, then why are you stopping the message from going forward? So I don't understand this mindset. I really don't.
I just feel that women aren't accustomed to men of that.
Were you raised by your father?
Yes.
I'm asking because you keep talking about feeling, how you feel. I feel. That is a big trigger word, especially around men's content. Women talk about how they feel. Tell me about what you know and what you think.
Gotcha. Well, what I know is women have a very hard time with men that are as strong toned as you come across.
So
they don't seem to receive that as well as someone with a softer tone.
Really? Does it matter how they receive it, or does it matter what they do about it?
Bingo. Exactly what I just finished saying. Who cares about the delivery? Just get the message.
Yeah.
No, that's a question I'm asking you. What matters more?
It matters more what they do with the information.
Well, then I challenge you to go look at what some of my detractors people who tell women what they want to hear, and go find the amount of women who tell them, you saved my marriage. I'm getting married because of you. You made me a better woman. I didn't like what you had to say, but now I'm better. Go look in their comment section. Go look at how many videos the women have made to them, and come back and tell me how they rank next to mine.
You're right.
My question is, as a black man, why are you coming in here making an emotional argument about tone when we got such a problem with our women?
Right.
Well, I think I'm making that argument simply because more black women, they're listening to your content. I see more and more people having discussions.
Well, let me reframe this. Why, as a man, are you giving me the emotional argument based upon outcomes?
I don't really see that many that much of a good outcome, honestly.
Of who? For me or for them?
Well, black women. I mean,
No.
Black women.
My tone aside, I'm getting outcomes. Yes. The people who tell them you're a queen and a goddess, are they getting women married, going back to their husbands, reframing how they look at men?
All right, let's address this real quick. You see, because again, this is very interesting to me because, even in the Bible, right? It says real quick in 2 Timothy 4 verse 3, it says, "For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lust shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears." Now, isn't that interesting? Because this is exactly what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a society of people where they have itching ears. So long as you tell them what they want to hear. If you tell people what they want to hear, they got nothing against you. They cool with you. But if you tell them what they have to hear, what they need to hear, now all of a sudden you're an enemy. Why? And look at this dude. I mean, this dude is a snake because he's coming in, like I said before, under the auspice of like, oh, I love your content. What you're doing is all good. So why are you tripping, especially as a man? As a man. And this is why I made this video, because this simp culture, this simp, movement is out of control. I just don't understand why there are men out there that's actually trying to come against men on a public space. Like, why aren't we actually united, especially in a society where the modern woman feminism is all against men and masculinity? I mean, don't you see the cancel culture? Can't you clearly see the cancel culture? And now you as a fellow, I guess he's not a man. Maybe he's a male. But if you are a man, why would you try to cancel your own brother? And believe me, I'm using that term very loosely because I already know that not everybody's your brother. Believe me, I get that 100%. But I just don't understand. Is there a lack of testosterone? Is there a lack of testosterone? Are we not going to try to at least try to fight to preserve masculinity? Why is this clown talking about the tone? I don't feel. Who cares how you feel? And this is so crazy because these simps always come here and try to defend women. I don't see these women trying to defend men and masculinity. No, all I hear is that we label toxic, right? We label toxic, misogynistic. Oh, he's and all the whatever terms that you want to throw. There ain't no woman trying to defend a man, but here you are talking about, oh, I feel like if you change your tone. The time for speaking soft with women that time is over. That time is done with. You already had dudes like Derek Jackson, which I also posted on this channel. If you go look up that video, how this guy was telling women exactly what they wanted to hear. Oh, you're a black queen. Oh, black queen. Stand up for the black queen. If that man is not treating you right, go kick him to the curb. He was telling women everything that they wanted to hear. And what happened? He cheated on his wife. Look at that. Look at that. This is the savior for black women. This is the savior for feminism. Telling women exactly what they wanted to hear, and yet he's doing the same exact thing. He's doing the same exact thing, warning you of this. He's doing the same thing that he's warning you against. I mean, isn't that hypocrisy at its finest? I don't understand simps like this guy. I don't like their tone. Women don't want to hear nothing soft no more. That time is done. You try to simp out and give them exactly what they want, they're gonna eat you alive. They don't want to hear they don't want to hear you cater to them. It's time for you to stand up as a man. Pick up your balls like a man. Hold your balls. Hold your balls like a man. And speak to these women straight. How you feel. This guy is sounding just like these women. What the hell?
You say you follow my content, right?
You're right. You're right. I
Who's
don't
getting
see,
the outcome?
You're getting more outcome. I mean, I will. Give
So
you
as
that.
a man, how are you going to come to me as a man who's getting a better outcome and tell me about a tone?
Well, simply because I just feel like
Again, with the feeling. See, the problem is when you say this, you weaken us. You sound soft saying
Facts.
this shit.
Facts.
But how is that?
Cause you sound like. Listen to what the men are gonna go back and go look in the comment section after this video, and I feel. I don't. If I'm getting a different outcome, which is a better outcome, damn the tone. It's the outcome.
Right.
And if you're saying you see the same outcome, why do you care so much about the tone?
Because I don't think the majority of women are receiving what you're saying the right way.
It's not for the majority of women. And the majority of women are being told they're queens and goddesses. And what is that doing for the majority of women?
But if the majority of women are not receiving your content properly,
If the majority of women are being told they're queens and goddesses and you're tens, what are the outcomes to that? See, this is our problem as black men right here. You want me to moderate my tone when it's getting a better outcome than the moderated tones.
But my point is, I don't think it's being received by women as well as it would be if it was a tad bit better. Trust me, I'm not saying to change your complete tone. That's not what I'm saying, because I respect
Yes,
your
you are. I mean,
content.
but what you're making is a feelings-based argument.
Facts.
If you change your tone, then what? Okay, let's say it your way. If I change my tone, what percentage increase do you think I would get?
I think you would get a lot more.
What percentage increase do you think I would get?
And you see, look at the way he even speaks. You see how soft he speaks? I think you would get a lot more. And he probably don't have no facts for this. Matter of fact, I appreciate, I see on the comments, you know, I have a sister here saying men that tell women what they want to hear don't really care about them. Amen to that. Here you have a sister actually agreeing with the message of Kevin Samuel. But yet you have men fighting for what? Why are you fighting for the majority of black women? Who cares about the majority? It's never about the majority. It's never been about the majority. Just save the few. Just save the few that actually have the ears to hear the message, that actually has the eyes to see what's going on. Families are being broken up, and you worried about a tone. No, matter of fact, if anything, we need people like a Kevin Samuels who's actually willing to be straight up in your face and give it to you raw, because we are facing a pandemic. Everybody wants to talk about, you know, this COVID and all this other stuff. The real pandemic is our families being broken down. The real pandemic is our homes being divided. That's the real pandemic. The real pandemic is people moving away from the biblical order, men being the men and the head, the leaders of their homes, and women being a helpmeet. Women being a helpmeet, a support to the man. Why do you have this guy here spewing this rhetoric on behalf of black women? For what? No. Women are going to follow when they see strong leadership. And you ain't exhibiting strong leadership if you're always catering to the woman. Simp culture. Just straight up simps.
What?
At least 15 to 20. At least a 15 or 20% increase.
I don't think so. And you're basing that based on what?
Just based off, once again, like you mentioned, my anecdotal.
Right.
People just.
Right. You have nothing to base that on. I want you to sit there and ponder that. You want me to change what's getting outcomes, verifiable, and you're saying 15 to 20% based upon nothing. That's how men operate. That's how we think.
But
See,
I'm
I'm challenging this because there are going to be black women who are going to come around and say, "Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but we can't be like this because no other group of men thinks like this." It is weak thinking. No, no, it works. And if I'm not getting everybody, so what? I'm doing far better than the people telling their queens and goddesses. And you can't come tell me that if you moderated your message, you get about 15 to 20% more. You can't say that. Somebody could easily come along and say he could lose 50%.
Right.
First of all, what I'm getting from this guy is a simp vibe. But sometimes you can't blame this our young men for these kind of mindsets. Because nowadays in society, if a man behaves like a man, he's seen as toxic. But if a woman behaves like a man, she's seen as a strong woman. A man is supposed to behave like a woman, and a woman is supposed to behave like a man. That is accepted in society. Most of our black boys grew up in homes that has no strong men, and I'm not surprised of how he's coming across with how he feels. And to be honest, no disrespect to anyone, but any man that disagrees with Kevin's message is probably a simp, or he don't have the brain horsepower to process whatever he was always putting across. And to be honest, anyone complaining about his tone, it's not always about his tone, it's about the message. If someone tells you the sky is fucking blue or the sky is blue, doesn't change the fact that the sky is blue. But people always concentrate on his tone.
Right.
But you have to understand, a lot of people may only watch your content not because they're trying to better.
But do you understand that they could make the same argument? You could lose 50% based upon their anecdotal evidence. Could someone make the same argument? You could lose. True or false?
I mean, that's true. You could always lose followers or lose.
Well, so it's a counter argument. And what I'm saying is what you're saying doesn't make it's not rooted in anything other than your feelings.
The reason I say that, okay, first of all, you just said I use the word feelings too much. So I was raised in a household with both my father and a mother. So my mother is a very strong-willed person. My father he's also a very strong-willed person. So, but he always taught me you catch more flies with honey than vinegar or something along that line. But anyway, it's an old school term, but he always used that term. So he always trained me to say there's a time and place to be very strong and stern, and there's a time and place to kind of fall back and use your softer side.
And you're watching a platform with a man who's been on for a year.
Yeah. Well, I think
grown from 50,000 subscribers to almost 1 million.
Yes.
Who's a professional salesperson who is trained in what you're talking about. Monday through Friday, I do this.
Yes, I agree.
And
actually, you
don't think that I know the things you're talking about, but I also know as a salesperson and as a marketer, as a presenter, people respond to authenticity and actual outcomes.
But I understand it. I'm a marketing manager. I understand.
Then what you're saying is not even make good business sense. It's based in nothing.
What I'm saying is not about business. What I'm saying is it's about relationships. It
is about business. You said getting more people is about increasing an outcome. It's business. It can be both.
Okay, but I thought your content was about building the black community, building our community.
It is, and who's getting a better outcome? Who's getting the better damn outcome? Is it Derek Jackson and Steve Harvey telling you queens and everything else? Or is it this? Have you seen any videos saying, I got my husband because of Derek Jackson? Derek Jackson saved my marriage. Steve Harvey did this. Have you seen any of those videos?
Of course, I watch all that content.
Hey, it's crazy because I literally just brought up Derek Jackson earlier, right? The same Derek Jackson that was telling black women, y'all queens, oh, if that man don't respect you, oh, kick him to the side, kick him to the curb, right? That same Derek Jackson, let me guess. Wasn't he the same Derek Jackson that cheated on his wife? Oh, interesting. Not once, but twice? Oh. You see, some of these black women got. They just got straight up. You got duped and deceived because you had some dude, Derek Jackson or Steve Harvey. What is it? How to Think Like a Man. That's the book that Steve Harvey made. How to Think Like a Man. Look at what he's actually doing. Steve Harvey is actually telling women how to think like a man. Now, how is that going to help build families? Mind you, the divorce rate amongst our community is on an all-time high. All-time high. So, great job, Derek Jackson. Great job, Steve Harvey. Great job. And for these stupid women out there actually listening to these clowns, I mean, you don't see that they're clearly trying to gain you, and not in a positive way. They're just trying to make merchandise of you. They don't care two shits about how your family does or if your family is flourishing. All they care is about that dollar, that moolah. That's all they care about. So long as they can sell you a book, they can sell you a course, they can sell you this video. And they go to the bank smiling, grinning from ear to ear. But you got. And why? Because they gave you a tingly feeling inside because they called you queen. The black woman's a queen. Man, stop that bullshit. And if you are a queen, then what you need to do is stay in your place and get behind your man who's the king. That's what you need to do, woman. You see, the time this guy was talking about you can win more with honey than with vinegar. The time for honey, that time for that sweet honey stuff, it's gone. It's done with. Move on from that. We're not trying to hear this soft message. This is why people like Kevin Samuels, like he mentioned himself, in the course of a year, he went from like 50,000 to 1 million subscribers. Why? Because he kept it real. He's not trying to sell you no honey. He's not trying to sell you what's sweet to your ears. You've been gained. Our people, black people, we've been gained for years. People have been making merchandise of us. They've been making merchandise of the plight that we've been. Ever since slavery, ever since we got out of slavery, they always have pinned the black man and black woman against each other. I mean, if anybody even read the Willie Lynch letters, you can read it for yourselves. They would literally castrate the men, beat the men in front of the black woman. Why? Because they wanted to set an example. They wanted to take the leader. If you beat the leader in front of the followers, you know what that does? That puts a fear in the hearts of the followers. That puts a loss of hope, a loss of faith in the hearts of the followers. So that's why they castrated and beat the men. And do you not get that? Look at every other race in the world. And this is not a race thing. This is not, because I'm not here trying to preach black against white, black against yellow. It's not a race thing. But just look at other races. You don't see white women saying, I'm a strong white independent woman. You don't see Chinese women saying, I'm a strong Chinese yellow woman. You don't hear their women speaking this way. It's only black women speaking this way. Because they're trying to break up the black home. I posted a video the other day about abortions. Do you know how many abortions? First of all, I think it was Margaret Sanger. She's the one that funded the whole Planned Parenthood. And conveniently, she put it in what? Black neighborhoods. Conveniently, you have all these black women who aborted since the inception of Planned Parenthood. Since the inception of Planned Parenthood, I believe over 20 million people. Do you know that's more than the Holocaust? Do you know that's more than the Holocaust? You could just do a Google search. The Holocaust killed about 6 million Jews, so they say. 20 million black babies have been aborted. And you can't just look and perceive that clearly they're trying to come against the black family. So whenever you have a dude like a Kevin Samuels, there's no wonder why they try to shut him down and they try to cancel him and call him misogynistic. It's the same thing with Andrew Tate. I believe he's half white, half black. Him trying to build strong families and bring the man and the woman together. And what they doing? The same rhetoric they used against Kevin Samuels. He's misogynistic. He's a tyrant. He abuses women, and now he's a sex trafficker. They throw all these terms and labels because they're trying to deter you from the actual message. If you could attack the messenger, they know this generation, this soft, weak generation, is going to reject the message. So all they do is, truly talk, it's a fallacy, really. If anybody knows anything about logical fallacies, it's a debate tactic. It's an ad hominem. I'm going to attack the man so that people will reject the message of that man. Not that they care about the message itself. I could come over here and say 2 + 2 = 4. I mean, I think we all adults here, all right, and even children should know that 2 + 2 = 4. I think nobody could dispute that. But what they'll do is, oh, but Blue Falcon is black though. Oh, but Blue Falcon has this whack hoodie though. Oh, but I don't like the hat of Blue Falcon though. So who cares if he's telling the truth? Who cares if what his message is saying is true? Let's just attack the person. And that's what they do. And we keep falling for it every single time. And when are we going to ever learn as a people? How about I forget about the person and actually pay attention to the message? How about I actually pay attention to the message? I mean, I'll do this one last rant. I posted Donald Trump on the page the other day because some guy was trying to grill him saying that, oh, how do you support Putin? Putin is a killer. And then Donald Trump returns and said, oh, well, do you think America has been so innocent? Now, why did I post that up? Does it mean I like Donald Trump? I don't give two shits about Donald Trump. I don't care about Donald Trump. But that's not the point. The message is America is not innocent. I mean, are we going to forget Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Are we going to forget how America bombed millions of people? Innocent people? We're going to just forget that, right? Again, guys, look past the messenger and focus on the message. Who cares about the tone? Oh, but Blue Falcon, you have an accent, though. I don't understand your accent.
No, you've seen women come out and say, I found my husband listening to these guys, following this information.
No, but they do follow that stuff.
I didn't ask you. Okay, have you seen any videos saying that Kevin Samuels is the reason I married? There are 5 on my channel right now.
Yes, but they may not just produce that stuff.
He agrees and understands that, but it's all about his feeling. Why do you expect someone to change his ways of doing things when what he has been doing is working perfectly? I just don't get it. Like, he just came to argue, with his emotion, logically. He cannot make any intellectual argument with Godfather.
I understand that. You produce it. You produce results. I will grant you that. They may not produce that or put that content or information out there to the general public. That's all I'm saying.
Before I even continue, please, in the comments down below, please write the word simp if you're getting a huge simp vibe from this cat right here. Please do me that favor. I just want to see if you guys are engaged. If you are watching this guy and you just get huge simp vibes, please write the word simp.
My thing is, you would get more viewers, you would get a better outcome.
Okay, you're right. I like the outcome I'm getting. This is what I'm gonna do, and it's working. And until you can show me something that's gonna work better, show me somebody who has faster growth, more views, more consistent outcomes. Show me somebody. Show me one person. Give me the business reason to do it.
You're right.
Then stop. Stop, please, because I don't like when we do this as men. I try to be nice, but there's no business reason. There's no practical reason. This is in your feelings.
I appreciate that, simp. Sis. I appreciate that, sis. I see you writing the word simp. This guy's a straight up simp.
I guess I was thinking your content was supposed to bring the black family back together.
Holy shit! How many times have I? Can somebody else do? Let me bring somebody else on.
But you're not. But
if people are getting, if there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 couples getting married because of me, that's bringing the black family back. Go.
But for every five
listen, please. 5 people, 5 couples, black couples married.
Sure.
Dozens of women in the comment section. I'm a better wife. All kind of shout outs across YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
Matter of fact, can you understand this though? Why is this guy even bringing forth his pedigree, right? You have to understand, whenever you are the face of any movement, right? You have to understand this first and foremost, that you are going to receive criticism. There is not a single person on the face of planet Earth that has a 100% approval rate. Nobody on the face of planet Earth, I don't care who you are, if you believe the Earth is round, somebody's gonna believe the Earth is flat, and vice versa. There's always gonna be detractors. But why do we do this in our community? Why do we always focus on the exceptions? Why we always focus on the people who are hating? Who cares if they hate? You are going to always have haters in everything that you do. So should I change the message because I don't please everybody? I cannot change the message. The message has to stand, because truth is truth. Not because I say it's truth, not because you say it's truth. Truth is truth because it is the truth. And the only truth is none other than the King, Jesus. He's the way, the truth, and the life. I'm not here to change him. It's us that have to change and conform to him, conform to the truth. Do you know how obstinate, how prideful it is of you to say just because you exist, everybody has to change what they're doing. Everybody has to change their tone to match you? No. You have to get with the program. You're going to have to come to the conclusion that, hey, what I've been doing, it does not work. We've been talking soft with women for years, like Derek Jackson, like Steve Harvey, like all these other cats. We've been deceiving them, tickling their ear, telling them, and you know who engage in those tactics? Pimps. That's right, the bad boys. They engage in those tactics all the time. They tell women what they want to hear, and women get all these fuzzy feelings inside. Ooh, right? And then what happened? After they done get used up, they get tossed to the side. I mean, people have been deceiving women for years. This is nothing new. So when are we going to actually wake up and realize that, hey, you know what, maybe what we're doing is not working. Maybe what we're doing is not working. Maybe we need a harsher message, a harsher tone. Maybe we need to stop telling women what they want to hear, and maybe families will be brought back together.
I don't like the fact that we feel like we got to talk to our women in such a sugar and spice and everything nice when we are in a crisis. 1 in 4 will marry. 80% of children born out of wedlock. And you're coming to me with the same liberal, weak-wristed bullshit. Be nicer. Say it honeyed. Say it sweet. That ain't got us nothing.
Right.
We need some good old-fashioned truth-telling.
But this generation of women aren't receiving it.
Holy shit. You're still going.
They're not, honestly, they're not receiving it. I understand totally.
Okay, I know disrespect. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
You ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Got any children?
No, I don't.
Got a girlfriend?
No.
I got several. I've been married, got kids. I think I know women better than you. You want to start pulling rank. I'm trying to be nice, man. Don't tell me about women if you ain't had no success with them, even fail with them.
I got you, brother. I won't even argue with you on that.
You can't argue this shit. I tried to let you off, man, but you're still pushing this point. Rooted in nothing.
Because I don't think you understand what I'm getting to. My point is, you may have 4 or 5 or maybe even 10 people that come on and say they've gotten married, but the majority, I'm focused more on the majority. That's all. I'm just saying the majority of women are not receiving it. They're pushing back.
Man. This guy is so deceived. He's so focused on the majority. I mean, even Jesus himself said, many are called, but few are chosen. Many are called, but few are chosen. The Most High, God was never cared about the majority. Even during the time of Noah and the ark, when he wiped out all of humanity by a flood, he only saved 8 people. The Most High don't care about the majority. Why is this guy pushing the majority? The majority of people are deceived. Man, stop with this majority talk.
If you've got 1,000 women and only 10 women are getting married out of 1,000, then the majority aren't receiving it. That's the only thing I'm trying to get to.
The only reason why people like this guy come on this show to make this kind of argument is because of men like Steve Harvey. The issue is he's not the only one that feels that way. Oh. There are so many of our guys that feel that way. When I go to comment section of Godfather videos, you realize that even though most of the men support what he is doing, there are some of them that believe or thinks or feel, let me put it that way because he's talking about feeling right now. There are some that feels that he's just against women, which is a lie.
Once again, I respect.
Look at this real quick, guys. I mean, it just hit me, as I was talking. This think about it. This is in the Bible, in Jeremiah 3. It says from verse 14, "Turn, O backsliding children, save the Lord. For I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion." Now, what do you think that means to you? You think the Most High cares about the majority when he's taking one of a city? How many people are in the city, right? How much people you think actually live in a city? Not too much, right? Thousands, millions of people, and he's only taking two. I'm sorry, one from a city and two of a family. How many family members you got? How many family members you got who probably don't want to hear nothing about this type of talk? They just asleep, and they're glad to be asleep. They're glad to be in the matrix. And when you come to them, you try to speak to them, they don't want to hear none of this. They don't want to hear none of it. But the Bible already said it. It already said it. One of a city, two of a family. God does not care about the majority. I know it hurts. I know it hurts. Oh, why are you being insensitive? I'm not here to, cradle you. I'm not here to cradle you or pat you on the back. Nah. I'm not the one. Go to mommy for that. Go to mommy and daddy for that. And if you had a real dad, he wouldn't want to cradle you any damn way anyway. Not if you're a grown-ass man or a grown woman. Again, when are we going to actually stand for truth? Nobody cares about your feelings.
No, and let me give you, and let me let you in the problem in what you're thinking. It's the bird in the hand versus in the bush. You're a marketing person. You should understand a tipping point. What percentage do you need to reach a tipping point?
I don't know. You tell me.
No, what do you think?
To reach a tipping point, at least 40 to 50%.
10%.
Okay.
So I don't need 1,000 when 100 will do.
Right.
You're trying to reach the masses. You'll never reach the masses. But when you reach a critical mass or a tipping point of 10%, the rest of the market tends to follow. Do you see people responding to my content? Do you see it starting conversations? How many platforms have you seen that have responded to Kevin Samuels? How many platforms have you seen where a black man is sitting next to a black woman and they're responding to this video? And then you look in the comment section. How many comedians are talking about it? How many people? What are you talking about?
I grant you that. You do have that. You do have a lot of, you have started the conversation. So I would definitely.
And now you're trying to tell me do it different when it's working. And it's based in nothing.
But I'm not saying
if you had a business and it was working and you were number one and you were making progress and destroying your competition, you would go into the shareholders and we're going to change and do it this way now. They tell you out of your gosh darn mind.
Let me ask you this. So do you feel that even if you were to change slightly, not 100%, but just change maybe 15%, that you would be able to get more?
Notice the question you just asked me, do you feel like, the question you asked me is, do you feel like if I did this? I don't do business based on feelings. I'm a man.
What do you think?
No.
You changed?
No.
Okay.
Because if I did, I'd do it. Do I strike you as somebody who's not smart enough to be able to read the tea leaves?
I get it. It's your content. I get it.
It's not about my content. It's about what you have to understand is what you're saying doesn't work. It doesn't work. We've tried it that way. It doesn't work. And I need more men to have some steel in their spine and start standing up and sounding more like me instead of like you. Black brothers. This sounds weak.
Man, that's the truth. We need more men to have some steel in their spine. You know, it's really sad to actually see this because I'm looking at this dude. Just look at his expression. I mean, don't take my word for it. Just look at the guy. Look at his expression on the screen. Write in the comments what you think he looks like right now. Does he look like a man? Because he looked like he has a lot of regret coming on the show. You come on the show trying to change what already works. I mean, Kevin Samuels, last time I checked, he passed away, right? And look at even me. I'm still talking about Kevin Samuels. There's a whole bunch of other platforms that still talk about Kevin Samuels. So clearly what he has done and what he has left behind has worked. Who is this cat? Nobody knows him. And this is a big thing too I want to actually talk about. Have you ever noticed that majority of the detractors, majority of the people that always have a dissenting argument, oh, you could do this better, you could do that better, they have all these suggestions. How come they don't just open up their own platform? I mean, YouTube is free. How about you go on your own platform and you could spew all the rhetoric you want? Nah, they're not going to do that. You know why? Because just like he said, they don't have no steel in their spine. They spineless. They're not men. So what they do is they go on, they try to ride the bandwagon of people who are already successful, and that's how they want to try to talk. That's how they try to reach the masses. It's really sad, actually, this generation of men. You don't got a platform, so what you're going to do is you're going to try to go on another person's platform, and then you're going to try to spew your rhetoric. I mean, if you're so concerned about black women, if you want to lift them up as queens, as if nobody has done that before, then my brother, how about you take up the mantle and do it? Go ahead, lead. Show us how it's done. You know, and this is, am I only talking about the topic of black women? No, I'm talking about all topics. If you claim that you can do something better, then why are you behind the scenes talking when you could be out in the forefront saying whatever the hell you want to say? Nah, it speaks of a coward. It speaks of a very spineless individual. They don't have the testicular fortitude. They don't have the mental fortitude to actually go out on their own and actually say any damn thing. But you're going to go on other people's platform and you're going to talk, oh, why can't we speak nicer? Why can't we save them with honey rather than vinegar? Stop. That joint sounds weak as hell. Man, I could go further. I literally could go further on because the video is not over. But still, I mean, I think you guys got the point. This simp culture is totally out of hand. To me, truth be told, we need to create that's what we need. We need to petition on the streets. We need to march. Us as the American people, we need to go out on the streets and we need to protest and demand that the government come up with a vaccine against simping. I think that's what we need to do. Who's with me? We need to create a vaccine against simp culture. That's the real pandemic going on. That's the real pandemic. That will be the first shot I get online for. Please give me that vaccine. You know what I'm saying? Give me that vaccine to go against simp culture. Oh my gosh. This dude sounds pathetic. And a black brother, and you know, that's what always hurts me the most when it's a black brother. It's always a black brother that gotta talk like a simp. Oh, you can win majority of the women if you just change your tone. Trust me, there's a whole bunch of cats that's speaking with a soft tone. Nobody wants to hear that anymore. That time is up. Do y'all understand? That time is up. They're attacking masculinity. They're attacking the family structure. They're aborting our babies. We are under attack. And yet we want to start fight. You know what's so crazy? Historically, there's never been any movement that was able to stand without some bloodshed. I know it sounds crazy, but pay attention to what I'm actually saying. Every revolution, every single war on, civil rights, whatever you want to call it, everything that's worth fighting for, there was some level of bloodshed. In other words, am I talking about actual physical blood? No. I'm talking about there's got to be some type of resistance, aggressive resistance. You're not going to get what you want just being this passive aggressive individual and thinking that you're going to actually exact change. There ain't no change going to come by you being a passive individual. Anything that you want in life, you're going to have to exercise some form of violence. Even the Bible says that. The kingdom of God suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. That means if you're trying to actually make it into the kingdom, you're going to have to show some grit. You're going to have to show some mental fortitude. I think I'm going to just, dilly-dally around, you get what I'm saying? I'm just going to prance around and just make it passively into the kingdom. Back in the days, for those of you who are historians, they taxed America 1 cent, and they went to war. No taxation without representation, they said. And now look at us right now as a people. They taxed us almost half our income. And do you see the American people fighting? No. You're never going to get change in your life by you being a passive individual. If you are overweight, you're not going to actually accomplish your goal to lose weight by being passive. You're going to have to be violent. Again, I don't mean physical violence. I mean that you're going to have to show some actual grit. You're going to have to fight against your current circumstance. What is the current circumstance? The current circumstance pertaining to this video is that the black family homes are in trouble. Masculinity, irregardless of race, is in trouble. Homes are being divided all over the place. So why are we going to try to fight it passively, change the tone? How is that going to even work? How is that going to even work? Man, if you guys are listening, please let me know if I'm crazy. Please write in the comments. Let me know. Give me some feedback here. Am I crazy? Am I the one that's tripping out here? Maybe I'm the one that's tripping. But the reason why I keep talking about these topics is because I see it every single day. I see how America as a whole is getting from bad to worse. I see how men are acting like women and women are acting like men. I mean, even the whole transgender thing that's going on right now. Do whatever the hell you want. Do whatever the hell you want. Just don't bring it to me and my family. Just don't bring it to me and my family. But it's crazy. I mean, they even did it to the comedians. They did it to Kevin Hart. They did it to Patrice O'Neal. They did it to a whole bunch of comedians. They always got them dressing up in a dress. They got black male comedians dressed up in women's clothing. Why do you think they do that? Because if they could do it through comedy, right? If they could do it through comedy, they know what? They know that eventually the people are going to follow. Oh, it's funny. Because they're trying to desensitize you. You know, back in the days when you saw, men dressed up in women's clothing, and naturally men would, you know what I'm saying? Because no real man could look at that with a straight face. Something's going to tense up. Like, what the... Right? Something, if you're a real man, something's going to tense up. And the same thing for women. If you saw a woman dressed up as a man, something's going to tense up like, what in the world is going on here? Right? But if they could use comedians, and this is why I like the Dave Chappelle, because Dave Chappelle didn't fall for that. And look at what happened to him. Because he refused to wear a dress, they said he went to Africa and he spent his money smoking weed. You see how they try to defame your character? They always try to defame your character so long as you don't fit the agenda, so long as you don't fit the narrative of the Matrix. They're going to attack your character. It's an ad hominem. And I hope for those of you who are listening, hopefully you're learning something from this. This is just a debate tactic. It's a logical fallacy. Let's attack the person. Let's attack the messenger so you do not focus on the message. I appreciate you, sis. You have Galanda saying you're not tripping. You're telling the truth. I appreciate that. Somebody that has the ears to hear. I mean, so they use comedians. Why? Because they're trying to desensitize you. They use the media. It doesn't matter what form of media. They do it through sports. You know what's so crazy? Right? Because back in the days, they would pin our people to fight one against each other, right? They did it even in Greece. They did it in the Roman Empire. They always put these people to fight, the slaves, right? And they put them in coliseums. What do you think these football fields are? What do you think these basketball stadiums are? They're nothing more than modern day coliseums, right? The stage right in the middle and all this crowd around them. It's a modern day coliseum. So that's the reason why you're seeing people get hurt, breaking their limbs, their arms. Why? All for some money and all for to give you entertainment. And we fall for it. It's crazy how they're trying to desensitize us and causing us not to think. This is why you see these athletes, they're mute when they come to these type of issues. What issues? Issues regarding the family structure. Issues regarding abortion. They mute on those topics. But I could sure throw that ball inside that hoop though. I could sure run to that end goal. That, you know what I'm saying? That I could sure run to that end zone. I could sure kick that ball in that net though. I could do that very well. Man, we gotta wake up. We gotta be more intelligent than that. But here's the thing, right? I have hope. And that's why I do these videos. I have hope because I do not believe everybody is as stupid as what the media think we are. I know we are more intelligent than that. I know it. And the reason why I know it is because I ain't nothing. I ain't nothing without Jesus the King. But I know as dumb as I was, and if he was able to open up my eyes and open up my ears, I know some of you, oh man, I know some of you are far smarter than I am, and y'all could clearly see what I'm saying here. It's not hard to see at all. They're attacking our family. So please, you gotta stop focusing on the messenger. Stop focusing on the tone. Focus on the actual message. Please focus on the message, you guys. Who cares if someone is screaming and hollering at you? If it's saving your life, who cares? If I'm in the middle of the street and a car's about to hit me, do I care if someone says, get the fuck out the street? Do I care about that? No, I'm not gonna care. If that person is saving my life. But some people out there, this is what they're saying. Oh, they're gonna be in the middle of the street saying, why you gotta speak to me like that for? And watch that car just hit them, and watch that car just slam them. Because you're here trying to defend a mute point. Who cares about the delivery? The point is to get out of the street. Can you not pay attention to the message? This is why a lot of students failed school. Because they're too focused on the teacher. Oh, I don't like the way the person teach. Who cares? Just receive the information and go about your way. Go about your way. That's what a smart student does anyway. If you don't like the messenger, take the message and then be about your way. But don't attack the teacher. Because if that's the case, you expect everybody to teach the same? That's what it is. Because it's the Matrix. Just be a robot. Everybody's a robot. Everybody got to think exactly the same. Everybody got to dress exactly the same. Everybody got to follow the same trends. You're just a robot in the assembly line. Yeah, the same way they packaging those goods in the assembly line, yeah, the same way. That's why there's no individualism. There's no self-autonomy no more. Nobody does due diligence. Nobody has a brain to actually think on their own. You're just another package on the assembly line. The Matrix did a very good job. I give them that. Anyway, I'm done. If you guys like videos like this, please like, subscribe, comment down below, because it does help the channel out a lot. Once again, this was the Old School Podcast, the podcast where we go over current events and modern trends and explain why life would be better with a traditional old school mindset. I'm Blue Falcon, and I'm over and out. Game hard, y'all.
Game to win. Game hard.